Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of BAW Automotive. This one's a bit of a special one. This is Daryl's car, and Daryl is probably one of the main reasons why we're a J-Max dealer. So this is our first ever coil conversion that we did back up in the old shed about 3 and a bit years ago. And he's just come back in to get a few little upgrades. So he started off with a 4200 kilo GVM, and he just went the J-Max Foam Cell Pros. He has now upgraded to the J-Max Alphas, the manuals, and the difference between those two is chalk and cheese. The Alphas are just unreal with just all the adjustment in them. And he has also come back for a Polaris head unit and just fix a few issues with his airbags, just change those and put them into a gauge up here with his boost and EGT gauge from Red Up. But basically, when we first did it, from memory, we did a full sound deaden, we did the floor console, we did the roof console, and then we did a few little other bits and pieces. So it was one of our first builds as such, is what you would call it.
Start this J-Max install. Pretty excited because it's obviously our first one, so let's get to it and see how we go. It's going to be sick.
Yeah, a few things has changed, but he's probably one of the only guys, not the only guys, one of the guys that actually puts his Land Cruiser in spots where like he's using it. He was telling me that he had this thing last Sunday in a bog so bad that he had 5 other cars winching him out and he was stuck for about 7 hours. So he gets out there and uses it, and he's not afraid to use it, would be the word. But yeah, I'll run you through other little bits and pieces and we can go from there. Start off with the Polaris head unit. As you can see, it's got all these stages of adjustment. So wherever you want to put it, your passenger can honestly sit there and watch YouTube. You can get YouTube on it, you can get Netflix on it. It is an Android unit, but it is compatible with Apple CarPlay, either through the USB or wirelessly. You can also get your maps and a HEMA map set up as well in it. So this is all your Aussie Explorers, they call it, but it basically uses the same maps as your HEMA. So you can go through there, do all your 3D terrain and everything like that. Your typical normal navigation through there, just your normal everyday maps. So there is quite a fair bit that you can do with this. It all works within your factory stuff or your radio and whatnot. You can change everything in there. Other than that, it's just a nicer head unit. It is a cheaper option than the Kenwood. If you don't want to spend all the money on the Kenwood or wait for a Kenwood, you can just do one of these. So there is options out there for you guys. So originally we had the airbag gauge down here because at the time when we did this, there wasn't too many options around to do it elsewhere. So we left the switches down there. As you can see, they light up blue, left up, left down, right up, right down. We have now moved the gauge up to here. So you can see all your PSI for your airbags up here. And we also added this Red Arc EGT and boost gauge so he can keep an eye on his engine and whatnot, what it's doing. Just nice in a little dual pillar pod. Keep it nice and neat, looks nice and factory. Okay, as I said before, Daryl is a 4200 Coil GVM from J-Max. He came to us with a 300mm extension in it, and as part of that, he wanted all his airbag controls, as I was showing you before. We've done the twin ARB compressor just with the air control solenoid in there, so that's all adjustable and everything from the cab. So you don't even have to get out to adjust it. As we always do, there is manual outlets at the back, just so if anything goes wrong, you can still pump it up. So as I mentioned before, Daryl was about 3 years ago, we did this coil conversion. He just did the Foam Cell Pros. He has now come back for the Alphas. So there's 32 stages of adjustment on the Alphas. They're a 2.5-inch inside diameter bore, and I think it's 2.63 or something outside diameter bore. Don't quote me on those numbers because I'm not exactly 100% sure. But after just driving it, I have the fronts set at about 12, so you wind them all the way down to the softness, and then you just keep going up click by click. And I got the rears at about 18, and the difference is unreal. It actually made a huge difference in the way the car drives. So eventually Daryl is coming back. We aren't going to change the configuration, but we're going to have a look at the power system. But for now, all he really runs is the 2 fridge drawers, which I think are pretty cool. He's mad keen fishing, and I know he uses one as a freezer and then one for all his tins, because Daryl doesn't mind a drink. And then this is his other side, so when it's usually just Daryl, he will jump up in here. He's got a mattress and he sleeps in there. But his whole power system, we'll have a look at and try and figure out if we can't do something a little bit better for him, but it's all up hidden behind there, and happy days. So that pretty much sums up Daryl's car. Obviously we greatly appreciate the support that Daryl gives us, just because he's a continuous customer, and it's nice to have that relationship with customers like that. We do have a fair few of them that just keep coming back and back. So we can't thank you enough for doing that and giving us the work and working together. But yeah, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and then follow us on all the socials.